Are you really going to make me sit through this piece of shit sequel?
Yes, so you know what will happen.
Fine, but I'm not doing it alone. I'm gonna call someone for help.
Can I help you, sir? I'm kind of eating here.
I've got a question for you. I'm being forced to sit through this really shitty sequel. Would you like to help with it?
Depends. What is it?
Ghost Rider 2: Spirit of Vengeance?
Nope.
Well, fuck.
See, even your best friend won't help you with this piece of shit film.
Fine, let's just fucking get this over with. This pitiful excuse of a film starts with one priest warning the head priest, played by Giles from Buffy. The warning is that a child has been discovered and the bad guys of the film want him. We are thrown quickly into chase scenes as the baddies begin running after our boy Danny and his mother. Our ground chase quickly becomes a car chase as we watch one of the weirdest shots. Great type of visual shot. To me, seems logically impossible, but whatever. We then get a montage narrated by our hero with animated cartoons to catch those up who were lucky enough to never see the first film. Blaze wakes up and meets the priest, who quickly pisses him off by bringing up the writer. Blaze is given the task of finding Danny by tracking down the devil himself. In return, he is promised his curse can be lifted. We then witness Danny pickpocket a random guy and they steal the man's van.
You know I love you more than anything, Chala.
I love you too, Mama.
What the hell is with all the speed ups and random jump cuts? If you're going to speed up the film,
Just do it!
don't speed up, stop. Normal speed, speed up, stop. It makes no sense. Shit hits the fan as Nadia is driving to safety and attacked from behind by black cars. We meet Kerrigan, who happens to be Nadia's ex, of course. And, of course, he is a douche, as he beats up a defenseless woman and child. The writer shows up in the nick of time and starts killing off the thugs one by one. And now you have the Ghost Rider getting super close to the fucking camera and staring at you via fourth wall breaking. Don't you see how annoying it is? Some fucking how, the all-powerful Rider is stopped by rockets and Kerrigan gets away with Danny. In the hospital, Johnny does his best to get drugs before running into Nadia and following her. Kerrigan calls the devil, now played by Ciaran Hinds, instead of Peter Fonda. Lucky motherfucker. And he wants to know information on the guy with the flaming head. Mephisto then talks to Danny. The devil informs Kerrigan that what he did was put up a firewall to make it so the writer can't track Danny down, but to keep moving. Nadia tries to stand up to Johnny, but he assures her he's just trying to help. We then go into the backstory of why Danny is wanted so badly, which of course...
But he asked for something in return.
Son?
Maybe you can never understand.
No, I get it. You're the devil's baby mama.
Typical gods, always putting their dick in things.
What on earth do you mean by that?
Think about Zeus. He wanted to fuck a horse and we get centaurs. He wanted to fuck a goat and we got satyrs. He wanted to fuck a bull and we get minotaurs. He fucked Alcamine and we got Hercules. You see the fucking picture?
That's all sorts of fucked up.
You are welcome. Danny gets some balls and makes Kerrigan's driver crash the vehicle. Unfortunately, he falls into a hole and snaps his leg. After killing a couple, Kerrigan gets a new getaway vehicle. Plot convenience allows our heroes to find Kerrigan's men, and we get a typical Nicolas Cage freakout as he's warning Kerrigan's men.
You talked to Kerrigan. I talked to a lot of people. Hey, I got what you need for those shakes, my friend. Kerrigan must have told you about that thing that killed his men last night, huh? Yeah? That thing is inside of me. See, you're a bad man. And this thing, the writer, he feeds on bad men and he's hungry. He's hungrier than he's been in years, and that's why I'm shit.
Johnny begins his transformation freak out on his bike as we jump to Kerrigan buying more rockets, thinking it will stop the writer while Nadia rescues her son. Kerrigan does everything he can to try to kill the writer, but nothing succeeds. The writer then decides to turn the damn construction vehicle into a giant flaming chainsaw before taunting Kerrigan. Fucking stupid. Nadia gets away, but the writer chases her and almost kills her before Danny makes him stop.
So, that happened.
So just because he's the devil's son, it gives him power over the writers?
Okay, please stop trying to think this out. This film script is so flawed, your brain will implode from thinking too hard. Blah, 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 your brain will implode. Our trio discuss their options at a diner while Mephisto finds Kerrigan and morphs him into a villain with the power of decay. Danny then has a few questions for our hero.
Hey, what if you have to pee while you're on fire?
Oh, it's awesome. It's like a flamethrower, you know, it's like...
Everybody facepalm with me. Johnny tries to reassure Danny that just because they have evil powers does not make them themselves evil. We are then presented with a scene of Kerrigan driving a truck despite his powers not activating on the vehicle or the Twinkie he's trying to eat. Danny is brought to the priest, and we learn that the writer is a twisted incarnation of a fallen spirit.
Zarados was an angel, a spirit of justice. Sent to protect the world of men. But he was tricked.
After a lengthy and boring conversation about redemption and unworthiness, our priest exorcises the writer out of Johnny, and I swear watching the scene, Cage was just told to flail around like a fucking fish and scream cuss words. When Johnny comes to, the priest and Nadia have already been subdued by the leader priest, Methodist, played by fucking Raiden from Mortal Kombat. Because he has decreed that the boy must die being the son of the devil, But before he can kill Danny, Kerrigan shows up and kills off all the priests. Our heroes argue over what to do next before a bunch of just boring scenes of Mephisto talking to Danny and our heroes talking about what they plan on doing. The ritual finally begins as our heroes slowly break into the area, but it's not long before the tides turn once again. Kerrigan decays the priest as Johnny tries to save Danny. While Kerrigan is holding Johnny, Danny makes the choice to revive the writer within him.
Do it.
Well, him being human didn't last long, did it? The writer then slaughters all of the priests, and we get another car chase scene as Mephisto tries to get away. It then turns into a on-vehicle fight between the writer and Kerrigan as they literally tear up all the vehicles and themselves. The fight continues to go back and forth until the writer eventually gets the upper hand and even spits out a spiffy one-liner. The writer finally gets to Mephisto face to face and sends the devil back to where he came from. Our movie ends with Danny being presumed dead and Johnny magically learns how to control the writer's powers as he revives Danny, and we get one final montage.
My name is Johnny Blaze.
Okay, so my thoughts on this film. The script is bland. The characters are bland. It's a typical Nicolas Cage film. And to top it all off, it's predictable as hell. The only one of the characters that has any sense of intelligence is Danny. And he's the youngest. I honestly give this film a 3 out of 10. The fact that this film is one of the few superhero films to actually get raspberries, if you don't know what those are, look it up, says something about this film. So please, there's only 2 films left. Please tell me they're not worse than this.
Don't be so hopeful, Mr. Hero. I have 5 words for you. Go Gadget shitty sequel.
I'll get you, Marionette. Next time.